Do you want to book or convert more high-ticket discovery calls? Then stick around, because today we're going to learn 10 questions you should ask in your discovery call script. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Alan, and on this channel, we learn everything about booking more high-ticket discovery calls and clients. Now, if you sell anything over $2,000 or $3,000, then you probably already know that you have to sell those things live on the phone or in person or however. Focusing on calls for now, if you have ran discovery calls in the past, you're running them now, or you might or want to in the future, then you're probably wondering, what questions should you ask? In which order? How much emphasis should you put on them? How should you ask them? So that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. So let's go ahead and jump right in to 10 questions you can or should ask in your high-ticket discovery calls. So the first question to ask in your discovery calls is kind of a two-parter, which is this: where are you now? And where do you want to be? Now, these definitely qualify as two entirely separate questions, but they kind of come back to the same point, which is, what transformation are you looking for? Which means, where are you now and where do you want to be, and what is the difference? In many ways, this is actually the most important question, or the most important set of questions, and actually I even have a third bonus question to add on top of this one, which is to add or to ask, which exact metric are they looking to improve? So are they looking to improve their, or to increase their total number of clients, or their conversion rate on their ads, or their subscriber count, or their follow-up rate? There are literally tons of metrics that they could focus on below their business, their average cart value, and much more. So just keep all of that in mind, is to focus on the difference between where they are now, where they want to be, and the main metric that they are looking at. The next question to ask is which time frame they are looking to achieve that goal within. Now, this question is useful for a ton of reasons, but mainly because somebody who wants to lose 20 pounds or double the revenue of their business or whatever it might be, there is a huge difference between somebody who's looking to accomplish that in 1 month versus pretty much any other time period, which is whenever, when I get to it, in 6 months, in 1 year, and so forth. On top of that, this question actually serves as a super useful qualifying question, which means, do you even want to work with this person? Can you help this person? Because if they don't really have a specific goal in mind, if they don't have a time frame in mind, an ideal client in mind, just other things like that, then keep that in mind, that you actually don't want these clients, regardless of how strapped for cash or sales you might be. So definitely remember to ask about the time frame that they are looking at to accomplish their goal or whatever it may be. So now that we know what their goals are, how they are measuring them, and what time frame they are looking to accomplish those in, now it's the time to find out, why aren't they there already? Now, you can ask this question in a number of ways, but it really comes down to just phrasing it something like this: what obstacles have stopped you from reaching that goal? Or what main obstacles do you see in the way of you and reaching that goal? Or just something like that. Now, yes, what they think is in their way of reaching that goal and what is actually in the way of reaching that goal are not always the same thing. In fact, they're often not the same thing. But just keep that in mind, that your goal is to connect those dots. And more importantly, to extract their actual language, their actual problems, obstacles, worries, fears, which are maybe the key to selling to any selling, let alone on a high ticket discovery call. This is really an extraction mission, a research mission, where you want to get all of that language that's already in their head. The next question to ask is which other solutions they've already tried, aka failed at if they are coming to you. So for example, if somebody wants to build a discovery call funnel, maybe some of their failed attempts have been, well, I already bought an email marketing course. I already bought something teaching me about quiz funnels, about challenge funnels, about follow-up funnels, about Instagram, about TikTok, about X, Y, Z, and ABC. But clearly, if they've even came to you, if they are even listening to you, then those things didn't work. Now, to be fair, 99% of all courses are opened once and then never opened again. So this isn't exactly the vehicle or the course's fault, but what you're going for here is you want to know, what have they already tried, aka what have they already failed at, and how can you build upon that, or maybe even distance yourself from those fears. And to dig a little deeper, which is extremely important, you should probably pile on top of that, why didn't it work? Oh, you already bought a course on email marketing. Why didn't that work? Oh, you bought a course about driving traffic on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook, on blah, 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 blah. The point here is, why didn't it work? And whether they understand their situation or not, it is key to find out why they think it didn't work. The next question to ask, I'll just go ahead and phrase it like this. So what exactly are you looking to get out of my program or my coaching or whatever? Now, yes, this is similar to the first questions we discussed earlier, which is, where are you now? Where do you want to be? And which metrics will you measure that by? But this question is a little bit different because it extracts, or it gets, what exactly are the things that they want. And remember, our goal here is to get their language, their fears, their problems, their obstacles toward reaching that goal. So taking myself as an example, what do my prospects want? Now, they probably want high-ticket clients, they want more discovery calls, which are probably the obvious answers here. But if you press this question a little bit more, you will find out more about exactly which outcomes they are looking for. So maybe you'll find out, oh, I really just want a content strategy system, or really I want to learn more about funnels, or really I want to focus on my email marketing or my follow-up or my a million other factors that you could break down. So even though you probably already know their main goal, which is clients or income or freedom or whatever your sales pitch is, this question works really well just to dig deeper into what do they actually want. And if you haven't launched or created your program yet, into what you should add into your program or build it with. Now, I know I say this all the time, but this actually might be the most important question you ask in your call, which is this. So, why now? Or why did you choose now to approach me? Why did you book this call today? What is important about accomplishing your goal this week, this month, this year, or anything like that? Now, this question is extremely important for two reasons, actually. Number one is that you want to make sure it is urgent, especially if you're selling high ticket, but if you're selling anything at any price point, you generally want them to have a pressing problem, a pressing or urgent need. So ask them, why now? What is the urgent problem? What is the urgent goal you have? What are the urgent obstacles, I guess could count, that are in your way? So it all comes down to why now? The next question to ask, which is another series of questions, I guess, which is, what exactly will you gain by this? Or how will your life or business be different when we accomplish this goal? So this comes down to future pacing. So now that we are on question number 6 or 7 now, I think, now you want to lead them into future pacing and preparing to close them. So I know we already asked them where they are now and where they want to be in the future, or what their goal future state is, but this gets much more specific and just pretty much makes them elaborate more. It really comes down to future pacing, which just means imagining or visualizing the end result. So ask them, how would your life be different? How would your business be different? Your schedule, your happiness, your family, your stress, whichever pain points you're targeting or selling to, then definitely focus in and ask them on those. So now that you know more about where they are now, where they want to be, the obstacles in their way, and why now, then now is the time to transition into your closing and selling. One very straightforward way to ask this is just to straight up ask them, so, would you like to hear more about how we help our clients to achieve XYZ? So as you probably noticed, this is a very low pressure, very simple, straightforward question to ask, which is just, do you want to know how we help clients? AKA, do you want to know how we can or would help you? So of course, you're not asking them to commit to anything or really to take any kind of action here, but you are transitioning them. You're pretty much asking them to ask you to hear your pitch. Another near closing question to ask is this. So, did I answer all your questions? Or did I answer all your questions about XYZ or about how to XYZ? Now, I'll assume that you already neutralized their objections and built trust and so forth, but in any case, they maybe or probably have some questions bubbling up in their head. Well, what's the price? They should probably already know a lot of this, but that's the thing is you don't know what their questions are, which is exactly why this is so valuable to ask, which is, what questions didn't I answer? Which I literally can't even give you examples here because you really don't know what they're gonna ask. And even if they don't have any questions, then just having them answer or just having them say, yes, you answered all my questions, thank you. That psychologically puts them in a much more action-taking or positive mood. Now, depending on how your offer or your pitch or your call to action went, the next question that you can ask them is, so when would be a good time to book a follow-up call? Now, I know this doesn't make sense in every funnel and on every call, but this probably will benefit most discovery calls, especially in high ticket. Now, remember that a good conversion rate for calls, let's just say, is 10 or 15%. A great rate would be more like 20 to 30%. An unbelievable rate would be between 30 and 50%. So the point is that no matter how good you are, even if you've done a really good job at qualifying your prospects and leads, most people still won't be ready to buy right away, which is exactly where this question comes in. Oh, you have to think about it? Oh, you have to check your budget. Oh, you have to ask your partner or spouse or dog or whatever. Perfect. Or you have to consider other options. Or, oh, you have other discovery calls with some of my competitors. In any case, it all comes down to, okay, great. So let's book another call in 5 days, in 1 week, in 10 days. You don't really want to go past the 10-day mark or they're going to forget a lot of what you said, but it is extremely valuable to you, sometimes even if they do buy, to have a follow-up call. And the absolute most important thing to remember in your discovery call script is to hit the like button and subscribe below. If you learned something interesting today, it does help a lot. So, what questions have you found to be useful in your discovery calls? Definitely let us know in the comments below. For more help booking high-ticket discovery calls and clients, then definitely book a free strategy call with me below to find the opportunities in your business. Well, that wraps us up for today. Thanks everyone for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.